You can access any of our recordings on our YouTube channel. So if you guys just go to YouTube and search for KW Carolinas region, you'll find all of our workshops there for that. So again, thank you guys for hopping on with me today. My name is Sydney Seymour. I'm the regional technology trainer for your region and really excited to be here with you today to speak all about sellers and some things that you can do in Command to get your listings out there, maybe just in some different ways for that. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is Facebook campaigns. So do me a favor and just type a yes or no in chat for me if you have run a Facebook ad through Command before. So again, I've got the chat open in another monitor for me. So just drop a yes or a no, just depending on what your answer is. Have you run a Facebook ad before in Command? So I'll leave that up for just a moment. Okay, awesome. So Shannon said yes. Love that, Shannon. And then Lori said no, but I want to learn how. That's why you're here. Good job, Lori. So we're going to go through that today, and we're going to actually go through some different nuances with adding that. And then Darlene has not yet. Becky has not yet. Okay, great, guys. So we're going to spend some time talking about that. So we'll talk about Facebook campaigns today. We'll talk about some different things you can do with Facebook campaigns for that. And then we're going to also talk about designs. So designs is essentially your entire marketing suite that you have in Command. So we'll talk about designs today. Specifically, we're going to talk about your newest design that you have, which is the quarterly magazine. And we'll talk about how you can really get your listings front and center there, some best practices for that. And then the final thing that we're going to talk about is a smart plan. So imagine if every time you took a new listing, you could immediately send that listing out very easily to every single person in your database. We will talk about that. So again, if you guys are just jumping on, my name's Sydney. Thanks for being here with me. I've got the chat open on my other monitor. So if you guys have questions at any time throughout the workshop, feel free to drop any questions there if you'd like to. Also, feel free to unmute yourself, ask a question. If we're talking about something and you guys have a best practice or something that you've done in Command before that worked for you, please feel free to share that with everybody. I love to learn from all of you as well. So with all that, we will go ahead and get started. So I'm just going to share my screen real quick, and we're going to look at my Command. So give me 1 second. Perfect. All right, so is everybody just able to, if you guys can either give me a thumbs up or just drop a yes in chat if you're able to see my Command, that would be awesome. Do we need to have Command open, or will we get to watch what we do? Yeah, Lori, so I'm going to share my screen so you'll see every single thing that I'm doing. And thank you guys for just letting me know that you can see my screen. I really appreciate that. So you can, however you best learn, Lori, is completely fine with me. So I'm going to go slow. So if you want to have it open and be doing it as I'm doing it, or if you just want to follow along, your preference is completely fine with me. So do me a favor, you guys, drop in chat. Have you had anybody recently that has moved to your market from another area? We're hearing about this a lot, where we have people that maybe were in larger cities, and now that people are more working remotely, we see people moving from maybe larger cities out where they can have more property, more land. So just do me a favor and drop in chat. I'd love to hear if you guys are seeing that. You can either put a yes or no, or if you're hearing that specifically and you know, I live in this area and we've had a lot of people that are moving from a different area, just drop that in chat, because that's going to actually be one of the things that we're going to talk about when we build out a Facebook ad today. So we're going to go through the Facebook ad first. Yeah, Amy, you're seeing that. Lori's seeing that. It's really interesting, isn't it? So we might want to arm ourselves with some data, some knowledge based off of listings that we might be taking when we're building out a Facebook ad, because we're going to talk about maybe building out a Facebook ad just a little bit differently today. So to do that, we're actually going to take a look at referrals first. So I've logged into my Command platform. And remember, we get into Command by just going to agent.kw.com. All of you have a username and a password that is specific to you, and that's going to allow you to log in to be able to run your business and see everything that you need here. Once we've logged into Command, We've got the red box at the top left. And if we open that up, it kind of opens or unlocks the menu of everything that we can do in Command. So I think of these as the applets. So we call these applets. So if we think of Command as your smartphone, these are all of the applets that you have, that everything works together and everything's integrated together on your smartphone, which is Command. So we're going to go into referrals first. We're going to do this again just a little bit differently. So once we've clicked on that red box, we're going to scroll right down here to referrals. It's the one that looks like the little person, the silhouette of the person in the bubble right there. We're going to click on referrals, and we're going to do something that I think is a really fantastic feature in Command. So we're going to go into referrals, and I want to find out where the most amount of people are moving into my area from. So I want to take a look and find out, where are people moving here from? And I can do that very easily in referrals. So when we go into referrals, I'm going to come into referrals, and I'm going to go to the button right down here in the middle of the page that says Grow My Network. So again, I just went into referrals, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to choose to grow my network. Now this is where primarily we come in here and we might search for an agent in a different area, or we might search for a market center in a different area. So you'll see we've got this drop down menu. What I actually want to take a look at is the fourth option right here, and I want to look at referral patterns. So I'm going to click on referral patterns, and then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to enter a city up here. So we will actually, we'll do Charlotte up here. So we're going to enter Charlotte, North Carolina, and this is showing me the top number of referrals that have been received. So that means the top percentage of where people that live in other areas are potentially moving into here from. Okay. So we're going to take a look at the top 20 results. So one is Asheville, North Carolina. We've got Columbia, South Carolina, Fort Mill, Waynesville, Greenville, Greensboro, Charlotte to Charlotte. So Charlotte's a large city, so maybe some people that aren't working in specific areas there. So we're just going to arm ourselves with this knowledge. Okay. So we're going to all remember as a group, we're going to remember Asheville, Columbia, and maybe Fort Mill for that, because people are moving from Charlotte out of that to that area. Now I can also come here and I can click on the little information right here to see what's being received. So the largest one that's being received here, these are the ones we're going to remember as well. We're going to remember Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We're going to remember Oklahoma, and we're going to remember Newark, Delaware. So we'll just talk about Myrtle Beach first. We're going to talk about that one. So we're talking about, where are people potentially moving to from our area, and where are people potentially moving from to move into our area. So we'll just say Myrtle Beach for that one. So now that we have that and we've armed ourselves with that knowledge, we're actually going to go and build out our Facebook campaign to get this listing, this new property that we have, in front of those people.
This is Frank.
So we're going to go down. When we click on the red box right up here, we're going to come right down here and we're going to choose campaigns. Campaigns is where we're going to build out the Facebook ad. So we're going to click directly there on campaigns. So again, all we've done so far is we went into referrals. We looked at those migration patterns to take a look at where people may be moving here from, or where are they moving to from here. And then I'm just kind of arming myself a little bit with that data. So we're going to come up here and we're going to create the ad directly in campaigns through Command. Now, what I love about this is we don't have to go over to Facebook, run the ad, then take the leads from that and bring them into Command. We can do everything right here, and all the leads funnel in through Command. So everything we have really nice and neat here in this one system. So we're going to say, okay, we have a new listing in this area. We want to create a campaign around that new listing. So all we're going to do for that is we're going to come up, we went into campaigns, and we're going to choose that we want to create a new campaign. And then you'll see you're going to get all of these options. So do I want to do a paid for ad? Do I want to just do a social post? Do I want to send out mailers? What we're going to focus on today is the social ad right here, the paid for social ad. We're going to click directly on that. And then it's going to ask me, what's the name of this campaign? if we actually have a listing, we're going to name this whatever the property address is here, just so that we know when we're looking at our metrics and what's happened from this campaign, we know truly which campaign we were running. And then we're going to say that what is our goal? Is it to advertise this listing? Is it to advertise multiple listings? Do I want to attract new listings, attract talent, brand awareness, whatever I might want to do for that? So I'm going to say that I want to attract listings. I want to advertise this one listing, but I also want to attract more listings because I need more inventory. And then it's going to ask me at the bottom right here, where do I want this campaign to run? So where do I want this to show up? And so right now you'll see I've got the options of Facebook, Twitter. I've also got Instagram. So if I chose to run it on all three, it would actually create 3 separate ads, one for each social media channel. We find that most people are probably going to use Facebook, so that's what we'll stick with today. So we're going to choose Facebook, and then we're going to choose the little button right down here that just says create campaign. So again, all we've done so far is we went into the campaigns applet over on the left, which looks like a little bit of a megaphone over there. And then we went in to create a new campaign, and we're creating a paid ad campaign directly through here. Now, here's what I really like. If we have a listing that is our listing, we can actually come up here and we can add the listing directly from here. So all we have to do is click add on listing. We can show your listings. We can pull by the property address and we can select that listing, and it'll actually pull the photos in, the details. So it'll build the campaign for you really quickly. We're going to go through and actually build one from scratch, just in case that's what we would want to do in your business. And what I love is because Keller Williams has built Command out for you, and we have so many Keller Williams associates that are running Facebook campaigns, you're going to get really specific hints on what to do to make this a top performing campaign based off of metrics that we have from other agents. So you'll see these little light bulb text messages that say, keep your text short, clear, and to the point to get your message across. Talk about any exciting landmarks or amenities nearby. And then they even give me suggestions of what I might want to write in the main copy for this ad. So this one says, try this, thinking of selling, not sure if now is the right time. We can help you find out what your home is worth in today's market. Contact us today. Now, if I like that suggestion, I can click use suggestion. If I don't like that one and I want to see what else they have, I can hit shuffle at any time and it'll give me new wording for that. We're going to say that we like this one, use suggestion, but I'm just going to change a couple words for some mouse traps. So I'm going to say, thinking of selling, not sure if now is the right time. We can help you find out what your home is worth in today's market. Contact us today to find out what this home in, and then we might do the suburb or the neighborhood name, whatever it is there, but something to kind of entice them to reach out. And so you'll see that as I start to fill out that main copy, my ad over here starts to actually show up. So I've got everything right here. Now I can even add emojis. So I might do thinking of selling, and then down here, I've got the little emoji, and I'm going to search right here for house. We're going to throw a little house right there just so that they can see that. And then we're going to come down here. We've got the headline. So the headline that they have is need to move. Maybe I don't like that one. I'm going to choose shuffle, and we'll do what's your home worth. We'll use that suggestion, and then you'll see that changes right here. What's your home worth? So it's building out the ad directly for me right here. And then underneath here, description, try this, find out what your home is worth in today's market. I can help you get the most for your home. Let me tell you about your neighborhood housing market today. We like that one. We'll keep that. So once we've come in and we've actually added the text that we want, we're just going to choose save add text. And then you'll see we've got everything starting to be built out over here. Then we go into the add media. Now we can add images and we can also add videos. I'm going to choose images, and then I can come in and select a listing, and all of my listings photos will pull in, so I could pick those. I can also upload images. So if I have those on my computer, I could do that. Also, if I've created something in Designs, which remember Designs is a full marketing suite that you guys can use, I can actually come in here and I can pick any of those. So we'll just pick a very random design right there. And then we'll decide the dimensions that we like of this. This one is a square. So we'll pick that, save that image, and then you'll see everything pops up right over there. So I've just built this out in Designs. I can pull that in too. Then we're going to save that media. Then this is where we come into the Facebook ad to be able to configure that. So you have to make sure for you to run a Facebook ad, remember that you have to have a personal Facebook account, and then you have to have your business page associated with your personal account. So as long as you've set that up in the settings of Command, which your Market Center Tech Trainer or Director of Agent Services can absolutely help you with that if you need help with that, then we're going to pick the page that we want to run this Facebook ad through. And you'll see it starts to change right up here. So it tells me this is my Facebook page that everything's going to run off of. So we should have your profile photo here, the name of your real estate page, all of that will really build out in the ad right here. Then we decide the destination. This is very, very important. So we want to make sure for the destination page, it tells you right here, set a destination for people viewing your ad. We recommend using the Facebook lead generation form. So I'm going to keep it as they recommend it, which is to use the Facebook lead generation form. Now, what that means is when they click on my ad and they say, I want to learn more or whatever it might be, Facebook is taking them through this lead gen form where it's pulling in their name, their contact information, and those are the details that are coming into my database. So we always want to make sure that we are using the Facebook lead generation form. That's how Facebook is pulling in the data based off of anybody that is clicking on your ad. I can choose what my call to action label is. So I might just keep it as learn more. That's fine to me. And then here's a really great thing that we can do. It allows us to choose what's my follow-up destination URL going to be. So what that means is after someone who is viewing your ad right here, after they click on the learn more button, this is the website that it's then going to take them to. So all of you have a Keller Williams website. So I'm going to actually pull my demo account up right now. And here's a tip for you. Don't just send them directly to your website. So I could take them directly to my homepage, but then they actually have to come in here and do the work and search for something, which they're probably not going to do. So let's just do the legwork for them. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do a real quick search for maybe a listing that I have or a specific area, whatever it might be. So I'm going to come in here and just search for something. We'll see what comes up. We're going to search for that. So again, we want to really come in and we want to find a listing that maybe this is we'll just pick this one. And so I'm not just saying, here's just my homepage of my website, because they're probably not going to come in. They're not going to register. They're just going to say, oh, that's their website. Fine. So I encourage you guys to go to your website like you were truly a consumer. So go to your Keller Williams website, search for the property that you're advertising. So let's say that this was my listing right here. That's the link that I would use, because when we look at it from the consumer side, we know that they're more likely to stay on the website and to engage on the website when the site that we take them to has all of the details about the listing, and it looks like this. It has the photos they can scroll through. It has the details. It has all of your contact information. It has everything right here. We know that there's a longer time of engagement and a more likelihood of them to continue to come back to your site when we look at the website like this, versus if we just send them to a homepage of a website where nothing's there. So again, think like a consumer, go to your website, grab this link. So I'm just copying the link, and then I'm taking that link, and that's the link that I'm putting right here. So essentially what happens is someone clicks on my Facebook ad, they want more details, it immediately takes them over to this page I have from my website. Think of it almost as a landing page where they're probably going to engage and look at other properties that I'm going to see. The final thing that we want to make sure we're looking at here is the ad targeting. So remember, before we were building out this ad, we looked at where are people potentially moving here from, because maybe I want to target that. Maybe instead of me targeting my backyard, maybe I want to target the area where people are moving here from. So I can do that. I can come in here to the ad target. I can use any custom settings and I can target anywhere across the globe. So if you live in Charlotte, but you see that I have a new listing in Charlotte, nobody's really biting at it in this neighborhood, but I see that a ton of people from Myrtle Beach have recently moved to Charlotte, then maybe I want this to show up for people that actually live in Myrtle Beach and have this in their ad and news feed rather than the people that live in Charlotte. So understand that, yes, we can always pick our backyard. So we could come in here and just pick Charlotte and take that down to the 15-mile radius, but understand that we can also pick anywhere else. So as you start to see like, oh, we're having a ton of people moving here from this area or whatever it might be, pick those areas, maybe run an ad that way to get your listing out in front of those people rather than just the people in the local market that maybe have already seen it. So that's just a really nice tip for you guys to be able to get that outside of our area. We can also come in here and we can add additional targeting details. So we can click on add interest, and then we can come up here and even say like, I want to search for people that are interested in house hunting. I want to search for people that are interested in homes. Maybe you have something that is an investment property and we want to search for people that are interested in like investing or anything like that. So understand that we can come in and we can do that. We just kind of continue to make that funnel go just a little bit smaller. So you can choose to add interest. You can also choose to have Facebook just run it as it sees fits without doing the interest, and we still get a ton of engagement from ads on that. Once we've completed all of that, the final step that we have is just the duration and budget. So you pay everything directly right here, and they're going to actually tell you we recommend 10 days campaign and a budget of $1 per channel per day. So it would start tomorrow. If I wanted to, I could run it for 10 days, and I'm running it for $3 a day because I might have upped this a little bit. So it's $30. And then again, I'll see all of my metrics, all of my engagement, all of the leads, everything will pull into command automatically for that. So I'm going to pause really quickly for there and just see what questions do we have or discussion around that, around building out that Facebook ad. You guys are welcome to unmute yourself if you have questions or we want to discuss, or you can drop anything in chat. I'm looking at that as well. So while you guys are typing those in, if you have any, I'm just going to get out of this and move into the next thing that we'll talk about.
Cindy?
Yeah.
Why did you at the top not choose, hi, it's Martina.
Hi.
Why did you not choose the listing on the top of the ad creation?
Yeah, so you absolutely can. I'm in a demo account, so I don't have any listings associated with this account. So none would pull up. So I just built mine out from scratch.
I'm losing you. Okay.
Can you guys hear me? Oh, it says my.
Yes, you were a little choppy just now.
I was underwater. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So I have a demo account that I'm in right now, so it doesn't have any listings associated with it. So I just go in and create it from scratch that way. Lori, I know you said this is being recorded. We can watch this again later. Yeah, so the website, you're just going to go to YouTube, and if you search for KW Carolinas region, our page will come up. Let me search for it really quickly, you guys, because that way I can pull it up for you. Give me 1 second. If you have any other questions, feel free to unmute or drop it in chat. We can definitely answer those. Give me 1 second while I just pull this up. So I'll just get a link to our YouTube channel. Give me 1 second for that. All right, so I will drop this in the chat for you guys. That'll take you directly to all the channel videos. So you've got that. All right. Can everybody hear me okay now? Is the connection okay?
What? Yes,
Can you guys?
one question.
Yeah.
One other question.
Sure, yeah, please.
What were the changes? I mean, Facebook made some changes to advertising and targeting. What have you seen from that?
So I honestly haven't seen a ton. It only affects iPhone users, and we haven't seen a ton of that affecting us. I know it was a change as of like a week ago, so we're still trying to kind of look at that, but we honestly haven't seen engagement go down or anything on our end for that.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, of course, great questions. All right, so second thing that we're going to talk about as far as getting your listing out to others is your brand new quarterly magazine. And I'm just going to show you where this is. We're not going to take the time to actually create it. That's a whole nother workshop that we'll go through. But I'd love for you guys to just drop in chat. Have any of you used the quarterly magazine yet? So just a yes or no. If you've used that in your business, if you even were aware that you had one. So while you guys are just answering that question, so just a yes or no, have you used the quarterly magazine? I'm going to show you where it is and some best practices around that. So your quarterly magazine, which you have got your brand new one for this quarter, is available to you in Designs. So remember that Designs is your entire marketing suite where you can go in and you can use anything that you want for your business there. So we're going to go into Designs, and we are going to, if we want to create something new in Designs, we're going to click on the plus sign right down here at the bottom of the page. And your quarterly magazine is a print piece. So it's something that you can print either at your market center, you can have it professionally printed, however you'd like to do that. So we're going to choose print, and then we're going to choose next. And that's going to take me into all the options of everything that I have that I can print for my business. Lori, did you have a question? I just see a hand. Oh, maybe.
Yes, I'm sorry. My internet froze up for a minute. How did you get to where you were just at? How did you start?
Yep.
Thank you.
So you're just going to go into Designs, which is on the left. It looks like the little paintbrush over a square. And then once I go into Designs, at the bottom right, I'm going to have a plus sign to be able to create something new. And then I'm going to choose print for that. So just Designs, plus sign at the bottom right, print, and then it takes me into all of my print options here.
Thank you.
Sure, of course. And once I'm here, they actually have this like first and foremost for you guys that we can actually come in here and use. You'll notice that you have two of them. So the newest one will always be first. So this is the one that was released in probably February of this year. So this is the one that's more winter time. We're moving into spring, early summer for this newer one. So this is the newest one that we have here, the one that says planting roots. So if this is the one that we wanted to use, we're just going to click right here on the red button that says use, and then it's going to open up the quarterly magazine for you that you can go in and completely customize. You've got about 14 to 16 pages, I think, on this magazine, and you can decide what pages you would like to use. So that's the nice thing is over here, you've got all the pages that you can pull in, but just because it's here doesn't mean that you have to use it. So some people say, I don't want to do a whole quarterly big magazine. I don't want to print that much. I want to maybe do a 4-page booklet that I can give to people. You can absolutely do that. We can just decide which pages we want to use. So for us to go in and add the pages, all we do is when we're over the page that we want to use, we can just click the plus sign right here that says add new page. And you'll see by doing that, it then drops that page into your design. So over here on the left is every page that I can use. Over here on the right is my quarterly magazine as I see fit to create it. So we're just going to dive into maybe some things that we might want to use for listings. And so like this one, it says all smiles at the offer table. And this is a really nice article that Keller Williams marketing team created for you. So if we wanted to pull that in, we absolutely could. So we'll say, yep, we like that page. This looks like it's a second page that kind of goes along with that. So we're going to pull that page in too. And then we're going to continue to scroll down on the left-hand side to see what other pages we want to use. So maybe we have the cover of the magazine, then we have this nice little article about what's happening in multiple offer scenarios right now. And then we have this top home decor trends. We could drop that in. Then we get into your featured listings. And so we could take this page, maybe you have 7 brand new listings, or maybe you have 2 brand new listings and you want to pull in those 2 listings and then you have 5 that you recently sold. We could actually pull this page in and drop that page in. And maybe we say, well, I have this featured listing, but I also have another featured listing. I've got multiple featured listings. We could just pull the same page in twice. And so this could be a really nice, beautifully branded magazine to you or your team, where we maybe say, okay, I just want the one article, and then I want the featured listings that I can come in and say, these are my new listings, or this listing went under contract in 2 days for, X amount, if you're able to share that. So again, know that the quarterly magazine is here for you. Use it for your listings, use it for whatever you want. And then some ways to get this out. Does every single vendor in your town have this? So let's think of locally, are there like local restaurants where I could drop off some copies of this? Are there local, doctors or dentists or attorneys or whatever it might be if we wanted to print it? Maybe I could take one of these pages and I could do a spotlight of my lender partner, and then I could send it to them and they could share it with their entire book of business as well. So just think of how we can use this, just some different things for that. We would create this or edit this as we do any other design. So anywhere that you see a image is just an image that can be switched out. Anywhere that you see text is just a text box that can be switched out. So again, we're not going to go into like kind of the nuts and bolts of designing it today. Your MCTT, your Market Center Tech Trainer, can help you with this, or your Director of Agent Services for that. So just a couple questions. Can you go back to the templates and where to find it? Yeah, Martina, give me 1 second. I'll absolutely do that. And then can this be emailed out too, or just printed? So we can absolutely, let me just pull you guys up here. We can come down here and we can download this, and then it's going to download it as a PDF. So you could absolutely send this out as a PDF attachment. You do have the ability to come up here. Just come right up here. To come up here and to download it directly from there. And then, like I said, email it out. Or we do have some people that use like a link. So you could link it to a page. There's different software you can use for that. Absolutely.
You froze up on me for a minute. I lost you where you said something about downloading.
So yeah, if you come right up here and choose the download button, and then I can actually download this as a PDF that then you could email that PDF to anybody that you'd like to, or you could maybe post it on social media, whatever you wanted to do for that. So you can have it printed.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. All right, so let me just get out of this real quick and let's go back and I'll show you guys how we got into this. So again, to get into your quarterly magazine, we're going to go into designs, which looks like the little paintbrush right over here on the square. We're going to choose the plus sign right down here. And then this is a print item. So we're going to choose print. We're going to choose next. And then when I go to print, it actually takes me directly to this because it's the newest design. If there's a chance that it doesn't do that for you, I'll show you specifically where to get it from. So it takes me directly to it when I go into print, but if for some reason it doesn't, it's going to be right over here under lead generation, and it is called the personally branded zine, short for magazine. So just designs, click the plus sign, print, and then lead generation, and it's right down there for you. All right. Final thing that we're going to cover today as far as getting your listing out to more people is a super easy smart plan for you guys. And I love this so much. So I'm going to go into smart plans. So how many of you guys would like to, the second that you have a new listing, how many of you would like to just put a yes or no in chat? How many of you would like to be able to email that out to your entire database, or maybe to people in your database based off of a certain tag? But you have a new listing, you want to be able to really easily get that out to your entire database. I'll show you a great feature in Smart Plans that gives you the ability to do that. So again, from our homepage, anywhere in Command, we're going to go into Smart Plans. So Smart Plans is the fourth applet down. It looks like the little kind of check mark right here with a gear shift on it. We're going to choose Smart Plans. If you've never created a smart plan, you won't have any in your library yet, but that's completely fine. I'm going to walk you guys through how to create this with an email. So all we're going to do, this is so easy, and I love the way this looks. We're going to come in here to Smart Plans. We're going to choose Create. So I'm just going to click on the top right. I'm going to click on the Create button right there. And I'm going to give this smart plan a name. So I might call this, I could do the listing address again, but I'm just going to say new listing 1234 Test Avenue. So I'm going to name the smart plan whatever I want. Then I'm going to choose Apply. And then because I'm creating my own custom smart plan, it's not going to have any steps in there yet. I want to send this email out immediately. So I'm going to say, okay, the second that I add people to this smart plan, I want the email to go out. So it's basically just going to be a one-step smart plan with the email. So I'm going to come in here, and you'll see over here on the right are all of the actions that I can complete. So what am I going to do in this smart plan? I want to send an email. So to do that, all I'm going to click on is send email. And then right here, I'm going to decide what's the subject. And so the subject might be check out my So maybe I had people that were tagged that live in a certain area, and I want to make sure that they receive this email because I know they live where I just recently listed this property. So I'm just putting the subject there. It can be whatever you guys choose. We'll just do that for a fake one. And then I'm going to build out the email. So you'll see the email type. I have a simple email. That means I can come in here. I can write any text that I want. I can add links. I can do all of that. I'm not going to use that for this one. I'm actually going to use a design. So to use a design, all I'm going to do is click on the tab that says Designs. Then I'm going to choose Select Design. So what's the email content? So I'll choose Select Design. And then you'll see it's going to take you to a ton. You've got like 76 KWRI templates that you can use. So I'm going to scroll down until I find maybe one for listings. I've got luxury ones if you're a luxury member. So we'll just continue to scroll down until we get to for sale, maybe that one, just listed. We'll do that one. Now I can click on the three dots right here and preview it at any time if I want to see it before I start to build it out. But we'll just say that this is the one we want to use. So I'm going to click directly on that. And then it takes me right into the editor. So anything that I want to add, I can do right from here. So you'll see I've got the just listed already there. I've got a nice little image right here. And then this is going to be an image of the property. So if I want to change this, I'm just going to click directly on that. And you'll see once I click on the photo, I have the little pencil right here, the little edit button. I can click on that and I'm going to choose replace because I want to replace this just image that they have here as a standalone image. So I'm going to choose replace. I can come into listing images. So if I have a listing, I could come in here and actually search for that listing and pull those photos in, or I can add my own images if I have them somewhere. So we'll come in here and we'll just pick this listing, and then we'll pick this photo right here. And then I'm going to choose replace. And then you'll see it switches out the photo right there. And then all I have to do is hit done. And then automatically it updates the photo right there. I'm going to do the same thing with the text boxes. So I'm going to come right here. I'm going to choose the edit. I'm going to get rid of all this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, test avenue. Whatever you guys wanted to write here, you can write more if you would like to. And then we're always just going to hit done. Then I would change the price by doing the same thing, clicking on that little pencil. We'll say that maybe this is for $250. We'll switch that out. And then bedroom count, bath count, square footage. I can switch all of this the same way. I've got photos right here that I can switch out. So if I have more images from the listing that I want to switch, I could come in here and do that as well. I could even add a video. So if I have a video of the property, I could add that in here. So for time, I won't come in and continue to change all of this, but I think you guys get the point. You just click directly on it, go into the little edit. Now here's what I love. Right here, it says view listing. I can click right on here where it says view listing and edit that. This is a clickable link. And so I can decide, what do I want this to take them to? So if they were to click on that right there, what link do I want them to go to? So do I want them to go to a web address? So maybe I have, again, maybe I have this listing that is my listing. So I'm going to take this again, and I'm going to drop this in there as the web address. And then I'm just going to hit done. And then this becomes a link that when they click on it, it takes them directly to my website or whatever page I've put right there. All of these information down here will pull automatically from your marketing profile. So I'll actually show you guys in a preview what this would look like. So it shows right here. Once it loads, it'll pull in your marketing. So it would pull in your logo up here. This is everything we did to create it. This would be able to take me directly to that link. And then you'll see all of this is always going to be branded to you with all your market center information. So a really nice looking newsletter that you can create. Once I've done everything that I want, I'm just going to choose save and exit. And now I've created this one-time smart plan that I can send out to anybody as long as they're a contact in my database in Command. So I'm just going to click save and exit to get out of here so that we're done with that. And then you'll see it takes me right back into my smart plan. I would make sure that I save the smart plan right here. So we just want to save that one piece. Now, if I wanted to follow up with a phone call, maybe I also wanted to, once this email goes out, maybe I want to wait 3 or 4 days and call everybody that's on this smart plan and say, hey, did you receive my email? What do you think about it? Do you know of anybody looking in that area? I could absolutely do that. I can even add contacts to the smart plan directly from here by coming right up here and clicking on that. And I can click on tags. If I want to search by tags, I can search by anybody here, or I can select all of my contacts, and then it would immediately go out once I added them to that smart plan. So I love this for designs. I just think it's so simple and so easy for you guys to create that. Just a couple questions. How do you change the language used? It looks like a different language than English. Yeah. So Lori, by default, it does it in Latin because you'll have to actually go in. They want you to put whatever you need to in there because it doesn't know what listing it is. So if you didn't want all of that text, you could just completely delete it, or you would just go in and type out any additional text or different text that you want for that. All right, you guys, we're going to stop it there. I'm just going to pause for just a second. I am going to just stop the recording. So if we have any specific questions, we can absolutely talk about that.